everybody. I'm
Hi,
Glenn.
boys and girls.
Let me just turn down the music, Mrs. Van Duzer. It looks like you're dancing a little too much there.
Yep, just enjoying my vacation.
Woohoo! So speaking of vacation, I was just packing. Are you ready to pack with me?
I am ready to pack.
All right. So I don't know what to bring. Do we have a limit?
I think our limit's 5 things, right?
Okay, so we can bring 5 things. Does it matter how big they are?
It does not matter how big they are or how small.
Ooh, that's a good point. So who's going to pack first?
I'll go first.
Okay, you go.
Okay, on my sunny vacation, I will need a little sunblock.
Oh, good idea.
Make sure I don't get burned.
Good idea.
Right, in my bag.
All right, my turn?
Yep, your turn.
All right, on my sunny vacation, I'm going to remember to bring my beach towel.
Oh, good one.
Sand, catch some rays. I didn't bring suntan lotion. Can I borrow some of yours?
Sure, you can borrow some of mine.
All right, go ahead. What else are you bringing?
Okay, this should be no surprise to anyone, but I will always pack a book.
Woohoo!
Pancakes for breakfast.
Oh, that's a good idea, Mrs. Van Duzer. Guess what? I've got my stack of books to put in my suitcase.
Wow.
You know, I'm reading a lot. Who would think a math teacher likes to read? I'll put it in.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, my next item, packed by my child, 2 Barbies.
Oh,
This is actually Elsa with a new Barbie outfit on.
I like that new outfit. Let me take a closer look. Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, always need toys to play with.
Me too. Me too, because I'm going to bring my teddy bear.
Oh.
Okay, if I bring him along?
Yep, you can bring him along.
Okay, I hope he fits in here. His legs might stick out. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
All right, my next item is very similar to Mrs. Pollock's. It's a beach towel. You always want to make sure you have a place to sit on the beach and you stay nice and dry.
Those are good. Okay, so where is my next item? Wait, let me get it. It's down here. Wait, over here. Let me go get it. Okay.
Oh, what could it be?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, the phone's ringing. I'm in the middle of recording something.
Oh, Mrs. Van Duzer had to get the telephone, huh?
I'm in the middle of recording something. Goodbye. Oh, sorry, boys and girls. It was just Mr. Van Duzer checking in on making sure I'm packing everything for the vacation. What is that, Mrs. Pollock?
Is it okay if I bring my favorite hats?
Yep, you can bring your favorite hat.
Okay, good. Because, you know, it comes in a collection. Wait a minute. Let me show you my other favorite hat. I think Giselle might like this one.
Oh, Giselle will love that pizza hat.
So I'll pack my flamingo hat and my pizza hat. Okay.
Well, my items have not been as good as yours, Mrs. Pollock, but the last one, because I actually only packed 4 instead of 5, but you should always bring your water and stay hydrated.
Good idea. Good idea. Here's my last one too. Although I should have brought some water. That would be a good idea. I'm going to bring my kids. And if I bring them this way, then they won't talk back. All right.
You won't fight with each other either, probably.
I'm going to pack them in my bag. All right. My suitcase might not zip, but.
Well, my items were a little smaller, so I'm ready to go.
Think I'm ready?
You were ready.
All right. So I guess we better tell the kids what we're going to do this week, huh?
I think that's a good idea. I'm going to share my screen, okay?
All right, you do first.
All right, so here we are in my Google Classroom. And if you notice, Mrs. Pollock and I both have some fancy spring break images for you. We're lounging back. We're going to try and take things a little bit easier this week since we know we're technically supposed to be on spring break, but Governor Cuomo wants us to still do a little bit of learning. What Mrs. Pollock and I have noticed is that we're still trying to get you guys to check into both Google Classrooms. You want to check into Mrs. Pollock's classroom every day, and you want to check into mine. Doesn't matter which homeroom you're in, you always want to check into both. So if we're looking at mine here, we have the assignment for tomorrow. You can click on that. My screen always looks a little different than yours. The only kids that have to do this assignment are the ones in my homeroom. Okay, if you're in Mrs. Pollock's homeroom, you'll do the assignment in her homeroom, but we want everyone to do the check-in. So all fifth graders should do the daily reading check-in, and the fifth graders that are in my homeroom that come to me at 8:30 in the morning, you'll do the assignment there. Make sure you turn it in. I will grade it and I will send it back to you. If you do it, you say you turn it in, you do it, everyone gets 100. So you just have to make sure you click turn in when you click on the assignment. And then we also have a fun Flipgrid. You don't have to do it, but if you want to do it, you can. We know some of you enjoy doing the videos and some of you just, maybe they're not for you, and that's okay.
Looks good, Mrs. Van Duzer, looks good.
All right, I will stop sharing my screen, Mrs. Pollock, and now it's all for you.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and let's see if I can do it correctly. All right, you seeing my screen, Mrs. Van Duzer?
I see your screen.
Whew. Moving at lightning speed here, getting it done. So I love the fact that Mrs. Van Duzer made these great new banners for the top. It's so nice to just take that virtual vacation. Even though we can't travel this vacation, we can sure do it in our minds. And boy, don't I look relaxed. So in my classroom, you're going to dive right into classwork, which is what you've been doing very well. When you are taking a peek at my page, you'll see that at the top, you'll get to see that calendar. And then just like Mrs. Van Duzer showed you on Monday, there's a collection of things for you to give a try. My daily check-in is right in here. Please make sure that you check in with me as well as Mrs. Van Duzer, because we need to hear from both of you.
It's like our attendance.
You just read my mind. I was going to say that. That's amazing.
The words right out of your mouth.
You sure did. Now, my students will see that Scholastic assignment. Probably is no surprise, right? You've seen this before. If you are in my homeroom, you're going to turn it in to my classroom. If you're in Mrs. Van Duzer's homeroom, you'll turn it into her classroom. And just like Mrs. Van Duzer said, if you turn it in, it's equal to 100. Isn't that awesome? So just turn it in and get those 100s. I'm sure your family would love to see that. And as Mrs. Van Duzer has in her classroom also, there is a fun Flipgrid assignment for you to do. If you like Flipgrid, go for it. I know some of you are really, really playing around a lot in Flipgrid, and you know what? I don't think I'm going to show it to you right now. I think we'll keep it a surprise. Maybe they can pack a suitcase, Mrs. Van Duzer.
Ooh, what would they bring? I bet they have some good things at home, Mrs. Pollock.
I bet they do. I wonder what they would bring.
I don't know.
I have to see. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe we'll see tomorrow. We'll be watching.
Yeah, we will be watching.
For some good laughs.
I could really use some good laughs.
Me too.
Whew. I miss being in school. How about you?
I do too, but I've got my buddies here.
You do? Oh, I see them in the background.
They used to be in the classroom and they were down in the basement. I brought them back up, trying to make myself, I'll shift over this way, my own little classroom at home.
Ooh,
it's not the same, but it helps a little bit.
I like that a lot. I don't have a space like that set up in my house yet. I've been doing a lot of my work right there on that couch. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I know some of the kids, when they were writing to us last week in our check-ins, were saying that one of the things that's kind of fun about home learning is that you can lay down on your couch and do your work.
Yeah. And you know, you don't have to get dressed if you don't want to.
That's true. I mean, although you could wear your tropical finest.
You could.
On vacation.
It does make things a little bit more fun.
It sure does.
One more reminder I wanted to say, Mrs. Pollock, is that sometimes Mrs. Pollock and I send you guys emails. That's our way of being able to communicate with just you. So make sure you try and check your email every day. I know these are a lot of things to remember, but let's go. Let me think. 3 things would be: check Mrs. Pollock's classroom, check Mrs. Van Duzer's classroom, check your email. Okay? Check, check, and check.
I think that looks like a new dance.
Yeah.
I bet you some of our students could make a quick little video about that.
I bet they could. I'm sure there's something on TikTok, Mrs. Pollock.
I was saying those TikTok videos.
I don't know. Maybe these kids should be watching out for us. We could be in their TikTok stream lately.
We could.
You never know.
You never know. Because we're on YouTube a lot these days.
We are.
You know what? Speaking of that, we need to get some more views, don't we?
We do. I'm not getting a lot of views. Maybe
Ooh,
our kids can get us some more views on YouTube.
I think that would be good. I would like that.
I think so too. All right, boys and
All right.
girls, we miss you. We hope you're doing well. And if you need us, send us an email or a funny video.
Sounds great. Nice seeing y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.